Traders, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about AMC, specifically the earnings we just had. Now, if you watch the channel, you know I got into options on Friday. I posted them on the channel as well, and then I posted everything about them on Twitter going through the weekend, going into today. Overall updates as I'm in these positions, and I look to get more going into tomorrow. And I'm going to explain everything about those options in this video as well. We just absolutely smashed earnings, and we need to get really in detail. So let's not waste any more time. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. And let me just say one more thing. Cheers.
I got no drip in my pocket.
Okay, so before we get into the video, I want it to be abundantly clear. I am the most bullish I've ever been on AMC from my fundamental standpoint. Now, that does not mean I expect us to just rocket ship straight in a straight line to the upside. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're getting back to pre-COVID levels, and it looks like by the end of the year, they will be net positive on their earnings. That could be absolutely huge. I also want to mention more indexes are looking to get on the short side, and another one entered today. Right after that was actually announced, you started to see more of an upside push to about 35.5 during actual trading hours. That was a key moment. This is where I ended up closing my option on the day. That was a very short-term trade. Now, if you're following me at all, then you know the whole thesis on trading the options on AMC. Make your money on these short-term options. Get the money you make from the profits on those options and use that for your shares. Why? Because you're eliminating all risk whatsoever. So you don't feel composed to constantly be worrying about getting out, getting back in, buying the absolute bottom of the stock, because that's honestly one of the most hard things to do. And it's extremely hard to predict when you're going to find the absolute bottom. But everyone's always asking, where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? So I want that to be a very highlighted focal point of view for the channel, is that that's what I'm doing with the options. I'm eliminating all sorts and associated risk with my AMC positions because I've absolutely shredded the options on AMC, and that's been the primary goal. Now, going into this week, I'm looking to get more options, and if you want to see those options, subscribe to the Twitter down below. I'm literally posting all my AMC positions absolutely free, so if you want to see that stuff, it's there. You don't have to pay for anything like that. It is there, and I'm literally on there all day long, so don't feel composed to donate or get into Patreon or anything like that. If you're in AMC and that's all you're trading, the Twitter's for you. That's it. And then also going into this earnings, they also announced that they're working on doing a partnership with Gamestop in the coming future. Absolutely huge news. And then they also going over UFC. Those events brought a lot of revenue to them. That was pretty good news as well. I wasn't really expecting that, but you can't really complain. That was huge. Now, they didn't announce anything with the NFL. That could have been pretty outstanding. Sucks to suck, but it is what it is. Overall, taking what we can get, they beat earnings on EPS and revenue. You can't complain. This was huge. You love what you see. You love what you're getting. And it looks by years in, you're going to be net positive. And that's what I love to hear. So I'm not expecting a straight line to the upside. Make it very clear. I'm expecting a gradual trend back to the upside. I think our bottom is locally in. I think we hit our local bottom. I think we start moving back to the upside. Now, the date for the longer term viewpoint of touching the absolute mean, I think we have a little bit ways to go. I want that to be clear, but I think the bottom is in and we're going to start trending back to the upside. Q3 earnings are going to be huge. Everything is setting up for a major push, but let's get to the charts. Okay, so this is what we're going to do first. We're looking here at the charts, and primarily what I'm doing here is using the 15-minute for the intraday point of view. You can see on the after hours we're at 35.35. I think we might have a little bit more downside coming into the market. Now, one of the main reasons I sold those options is you had an IV expectation of 8% movement on the stock going into tomorrow. You know, where I sold those options and where I posted that, you were right about this range here at that resistance. That's where I got out of those. You made over 50% on those options, or at least I did. Not financial advice. Do whatever you want to do your own research, everything like that. So that was beautiful. But where I knew today's bottom was in, and where I knew that today was going to be a beautiful day and you were going to get some sort of push here, was right here. You had a touch of that weekly level. Amazing support. I posted it immediately on Twitter. I posted it in the Discord. We went over this. I really talked about it live in the Discord. You saw an immediate touch and you came back up and mounted the VWAP. This was all the indication you needed that this chart looked bullish. Now, you're obviously getting that breakout of this range here as well. So you're breaking out of this range, which is something I love to see. Now, you have the upside support and resistance is going to be this 37.5, 37 flat. That's where I would be watching. Will we get rejected there? We have been rejected there before. We got rejected right here, and he came back down. So that's what you want to see, is can we get back to that range? I suspect you probably get rejected at least once, but going into tomorrow, I want to see if we get a retest mainly of this zone here, like this $33.5, $34 range. That's a little bit pushing it, but I want to see how we open up, how the stock starts moving. But I'm telling you, I feel bullish. I don't see the downside coming. I don't think you're flagging. I think you might start trending a little bit sideways and pushing back up. Again, you're not expecting the straight rocket ship straight up. That's not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting just a slow, steady, just grind back to the top. Now, when you start getting and clearing these resistances, you might get some parabolic move back to the upside, but I'm not just expecting, a straight shot to 70. I think what Adam said in this earnings was the best earnings you've ever had on AMC, maybe in years. It was an extremely bullish outlook. He's listening to the actual shareholders. Great questions. He did give a hard no until next year on the dividends, worth mentioning. But what I'm saying is, honestly, for my fundamental, how much money they're bringing in, this was as good as it gets. Now, I want to reiterate, where am I looking at entries? I have one entry here about 33.5. And then I would say the second one is about right here, 34.3, 34.2, 34 flat. So 34.2 to 34 flat is maybe that first level, a little bit more aggressive of an entry. So that's where I'd be looking. I want to see how you open up. If you open up gapping up, I would have to wait. I wouldn't just be rushing in. And I'm looking probably for mid-Septembers. I'll post them obviously on Twitter as well. So if you have any questions regarding this, any questions regarding the chart, what I'm looking at, please comment down below. I would love to answer anyone and everyone's questions. I want to take a look at one more thing before I get us out of here. It's going to be the AMC OBV. And this is something that I've been talking about. This is what you're watching for. Can you get the breakout? If you get this breakout, guys, I'm telling you. It's similar to this. You didn't see this just quite the immediate breakout, but once you broke out, it was sideways, 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 and then you eventually just started taking off. And that's what you're looking for here. An upside breakout, some sideways action, and slowly breaking back to the upside. History tends to repeat itself, and it looks like AMC wants to repeat itself. OBV shows volume is coming. More shorters are announcing their positions, being extremely cocky, and look what's happening. I'm telling you guys, I love what I'm seeing. AMC to the absolute moon. All right, so honestly, I'm not even talking about other stocks today. I love what I'm seeing. I listened into the earnings call. I think a few things could have been better questioned, but honestly, beautiful. The best earnings you've ever had. The best. Absolutely phenomenal. You've never seen me this excited or pumped up or just overall confident on AMC as a whole. But they set the trend and they are on pace to absolutely rip. Shorters, I see them getting just toasted over the next few months. No one's selling their stock. And after this earnings, I see no reason why one person would sell their shares. It makes zero sense. If you're shorting the stock, kudos to you because your stones are absolutely touching the ground. But I see no reason, and you must be operating with the brain of an absolute lizard, if you catch my drift. So like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. We'll be back tomorrow. Namaste.
Don't got enough to go cop it. I'm about to take off like a rocket.